Whenever we were out at Wasserlauf, we noticed you had golf carts. Are we allowed to use those?
Absolutely. As long as you're 18 and not intoxicated, you're welcome to use the golf carts however you like to transport guests down to the large pavilion or however you want to use them. It usually works well to appoint someone like ushers or uncles or something like that. And there are operating instructions on them in case you're not familiar with how to drive a golf cart. When you get there, they're going to be plugged in, and depending on use, they may have to be recharged throughout the day. On that day, that is not something that our staff takes care of. Whoever's driving them will have to plug them in if they need it, and we also do not chauffeur people on the golf carts. They're your thing to use however you like.
If we decide to have our ceremony outside, is there a place for us to get dressed and ready out at Wasserlauf?
We do have a dressing area complete with full-length mirrors and plug-ins and lighting, so you can do hair and makeup there if you choose. The space is for the bridal party only to use however they want. One thing to note is there is only one dressing area, so as far as like the men go, they can either use the lounge area or they can come already dressed. That works really well. And then there's also downstairs, there's like a kitchenette where you can put out snacks and drinks and things like that, and a restroom as well. Please keep in mind that this building is locked promptly at 8 o'clock, so any items left behind will be in there safely until the next day when you can come and get them between 9 and noon.
Are we responsible for setting up the chairs for the ceremony and the tables and chairs for the reception?
Well, Wasserlauf staff will always set up the chairs for your ceremony, regardless of package. Then at the reception spot, if you do the all-inclusive package, we're always going to set everything up and take it down. But in the other packages, you would be responsible for setting them up and putting them away. And then regardless of package, our staff is always going to be responsible for scrubbing and sweeping the floor, both before and after the event, so you never have to worry about that. With that being said, keep in mind that you are still outside, so we can't always control leaves blowing in and things like that unless you do choose to put the tent sides on to block out the weather.
So what if we do want to put up the sides at the large pavilion?
Well, first, please note that they're not included in any package that you choose. So they would be additional, and we charge per side. So you can put all of them up or just part of them up depending on what way the wind comes from. And also we just need to know the Tuesday before your event once we have a better idea of what the weather will be like.
What are some of the things that people typically rent?
Well, backdrops, wine barrels, centerpieces, linens, extra tables, the bars, all things that people might add on to their package, and all your pricing is available online.
Speaking of bars, what about the alcohol?
Well, there's a few different options. First of all, you could get the alcohol through us and hire our bartender. And in that scenario, you would order X amount of alcohol, and then the unused stuff would be refunded to you. And also in that situation, no outside alcohol would be allowed on the premises. The second option would be to order the alcohol through us, but have your own person to dispense it. And in that scenario, we can only deliver it to you. We can't put it out on ice, we can't unpackage it or anything, you have to do that yourself. And then the third option is to bring in all of your own alcohol, where again we can't unpackage it or handle it in any way, but we do have a freezer to rent, and you can purchase ice from us as well.